Hello everybody. Welcome to the dungeon and volume 8 of our black and white series. At this point, I just want to have a good time and make something fun. I can't give you any particulars about what's going to happen with this. I just want to flame work, de-stress, and listen to the end of Song of Susanna. I'm at the last CD. It's just a little overwhelming, but it's nice to listen to somebody else's overwhelming story than your own. So that's what we're gonna do. And we'll see you afterwards. Okay, so it's a couple days later and I'm looking back at this video and I always think, oh, I did this whole intro and it's kind of irrelevant. It's just, I don't know what it is. It's different being in front of the camera than just sitting here and just chit-chatting about what I think I'm doing. But that's what I do, you know? It's a different day and I feel pretty good. Been in the house for a while, maybe too long. So I'm just building up this with clear. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I don't have a whole bunch of black and I haven't been able to buy any. So I'm gonna do a base of clear, which I have plenty of, and then I will put black on top of that. So I'm not using like a whole bunch of black to make this form because this is gonna end up being big. In fact, this thing just, it never stops. It never stopped on this one. I just kept going and going and going. It really is, you know, and I think I'm gonna call this video the black and white monster mash or something. I don't know. It's just a never-ending like monstrosity of stuff that happens, and I just didn't know how much to cut out because some people like to see that the whole process, and other people are like, I'll only watch a minute of it and I'll fast forward to the end or whatever. I don't care. You can fast forward through the whole thing if you want and watch it really fast, which actually could be pretty cool. So I'm just making a bicone. That's what my final shape here is going to end up being. And I always like working in the middle because it allows me time to flip the mandrel over, because for me, sometimes working on, like I like to work, as you see here, on the left side of the thing that I always forget, the graphite pad, yeah. Yeah, keep turning it around. I'm huge on the shape, you know, I will spend as much time as I have to on the shape. But shape looks good. I just rolled the center out to soften it a little bit so the dots will lay down nicer. And we're gonna just put just a ton of dots on this. We are just going to continue. We're going to add so many. It's just almost out of control. So this is just the beginning of a whole series of dots. And actually, it's kind of nice because after all these years, you know, it's like, you know, this precise dot placement, you know, really paid off in the end, because as the pattern of this bead changes, it just gets more and more like, you know, it's like a car accident. You want to look away because what you saw at one point was better and things get worse, or I don't know. But yeah, there's a lot of things going down on this one. Lots of dots. But it's fun to watch. And I always heat the end up just enough to where I have enough glass to lay down. And I give it a slight press. There are times where I just slightly touch the glass, and there are times when I press down depending on how large of a circle I want to make. But then you have to remember that, kind of ingrain what you're doing. Like, sometimes I've talked about it being like a sewing machine, when the needle going up and the needle going down in a certain timed pattern, and it's kind of the same way here. You just keep getting into it. So I'm going to go ahead here and start making my bicone again. And it looks pretty cool because it draws the dots on the end out a little bit. All right, I decided I'd put a little bit of clear in here because I thought, oh, this will look cool, and it'll make the white look like there's some depth in there. And I realized later on that it looks cool, but then in the end, the white didn't come out as bright as I was hoping it would. That's all. No problem. But man, does it look cool while you're working on it, I just could keep going on these for forever. And yeah, maybe it's because I've been in the house so long. I felt like just, oh, look at what happened. Oh, look at that. Oh, shit. Sorry. And I just keep adding those dots, adding away. I received a package today, and, it's like, I didn't want to touch it. I was scared. So I immediately just, I knew it had been sitting in the sun for a while, so I picked it up real quickly and just like put it on a chair. And because later on I'm going to do a box opening video. Yahoo! Love opening boxes, and I don't get boxes that much, so when I do, I thought, oh man, why not do those box opening, because those seem to be really popular on YouTube. So look at how nice that pattern is right there. I could really, I could have stopped right there, but no, I could just keep going. And this is actually, this segment right here is, this is real time. So you can see how long, like once this bead is all said and done and you think about it, it's like, I was sitting down there. This bead probably took me, I think, before I started trimming and stuff, it was 45 minutes. I was surprised at how long I was sitting there for, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I was listening to the last CD of Song of Susanna. So I'm finished with that. I have not yet started the final book, but the next time I get down there is when I will begin the Dark Tower. The Dark Tower. That's what it's called, the Dark Tower. Where Roland finally comes to the end of his quest to reach the tower. And then check this out. So I put more clear on, thinking, oh yes, more depth. And actually it does, look pretty good. But not once am I thinking, oh, I could stop here. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just like into what I'm doing. And I think that's why it's actually like, you're wondering like why it's like, and it ends up being a monstrosity. It really does. I don't know. But it is a monstrosity in glass. Maybe that's what I'll call it. Speaking of a monstrosity in glass, which sounds like it should be some kind of a, I don't know, classical song. It is so hard to find good music for these videos. The editor that I'm using only gives you so many, and obviously almost, the ones that we use. They become the staple for our channel, the soundtrack of our channel. And then I've tried to explore finding, free music online to download, but some of it is good and some of it's just crap, It's just this droning nothing, I don't know. I just having a hard time. So I hope you are enjoying the music that we have going. See, look here, I could stop right here. And then, oh my God, I add more clear. Yeah, so I'm doing this layering. Actually, this is a really good example of at this point at least, of the fish scale pattern. It looks like little fish scales. So you're adding a dot in between each dot every time. And then you're just, you either stay with the same size dot or you get smaller on your dots. And I like to get a little smaller and smaller because it's getting close to the end. And then I'm like, no, we'll just add some more without even thinking. I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just adding more. And honestly, I think that I missed the calling. I think that this should have been it. These black dots should have been done. But you'll see what happens very soon. It's fun to put dots down, especially when you figure it out and you're like, ooh, I figured it out. It's like anything. Then you want to, play with it all the time. And especially when things start out good, it's like you just want to keep going and going and going. So that's what I'm doing. I don't even know why I did that. I added white dots on top of that already cool white pattern. So I see that I have a black stringer. Obviously, I'm going to, put some black on those because now they're bigger. And this really should have been it. And I totally understand if you need to leave or if you need to fast forward at this point. But I don't know. I thought, hey, let's go ahead and just keep going with this because all of a sudden I feel like it's really constricting, this perfect pattern. It's like, why do I always end up going for these, perfect patterns? So here we go. I decide I'm going to go ahead and do the twist. Here we go. The plunge and the twist. That's what this technique is, what I call it. The plunge and the twist. Because that's what I do. Yeah, it's cool looking. Yeah, it's real cool watching that glass. Oh, here it is in real time. Yeah, it's a real slow plunge into the glass. And then I twist it with a hard glass stringer that is cold. I plunge in there. Look at how nice that turned out. And then I decide to plunge and twist the whole bead. Yeah, and so that's what happens. That's what happens when you get sucked into doing something. You just keep going. Because now it's too late. Therefore, things begin to get monstrosity. That's the only thing I can say is that monstrosity. Yeah, look at that. It's out of control. Okay, so we are close to the end, I promise you. But I figured at the last minute, might as well go ahead and try to, add some clear dots on all of those plunge and twist areas because it will further enhance the bead and give it more of a magnifying look, like a lens on top of each one of those little tiny areas. And there we have it. The Mad Monstrosity. Monstrosity in black and white. There it is. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Yeah, it's awesome. Not bad. All right, as always, I'm using a tapered diamond bit on a Dremel tool, and the bead stays in the water, and make sure all that stuff is out and ready to go.